It's showtime here in the Chicago Bears franchise, everybody. My name is MrHurriicane. Welcome to Madden 18 and the latest offseason to take place here on my channel. We are live here on May 19th, and we're going to go through the entire offseason for the Chicago Bears franchise, year 3. We're 3 years in, no playoffs yet. We have work to do. I have a plan, and I'm ready to execute said plan. Welcome everyone to the stream. Hope you are all excited for the action today. I'm seeing way too many Amari Cooper comments right now in the comments section. Everyone says I'm late. That means we must be ready to go. It must be time. How's it going, Mike? Hello, true Buccaneer fan. Hashtag give Mitch a chance. What's your definition of a chance? Starting quarterback for 3 years, is that not a chance? Why does Kane saying he has a plan have me worried? We'll have to see. I'm very excited though to get this stream underway and to see what we can get done this time around. Last year, it was an exciting offseason, but it didn't exactly accomplish all the goals that I have. And now, what I've done twice, I've gone away from some of my methodologies as a Madden general manager, and an overall football philosophy of mine is early in the draft, I do tend to prioritize need over value. So it's the old BPA versus need debate. And I think that every situation is different, but I'm probably going to lean more in the direction of need, and I think that most NFL teams also do, which is why sometimes you're able to nail some picks late in the first round when a team needs something like a center. Not many centers go in the first round, so it's easier to nail down some of those heavy needs for teams at times when you're doing mock drafts. And I think that need-based drafting is a good approach to make sure that your weaknesses don't stay weaknesses, and that's something I went away from last year, and not addressing right tackle more aggressively. I ended up trading for Tony Garcia, and we all know how that experiment went. He allowed sacks at a higher rate than anybody else on the team, and you need a good right tackle in today's NFL if you're going to survive the season. Super chats are rolling in to start the stream. Thank you all very much. Let me just get my screens situated here. David Guerra, 4 words, Kane. Tag and trade Howard. It's something I will be considering because we don't have a second round pick, and I need to find a way in this draft. This draft really can't be a success unless we have an answer at both quarterback and tackle. Those are prerequisites to this being a success. We have no second round pick to help. So it might require trading future picks. It might require trading a player, trading down in the first round. But I need to end up with a new quarterback of the future and a new tackle option. Mitchell Trubisky has had his chance. He has not developed as quickly as we had hoped. His accuracy is a problem, and we're going to move on. At tackle, I want someone who can complement Frederick Chickalo and keep our quarterback that we draft upright. I also want to go get an interior lineman who can punish in the running game, like Cody Whitehair does. Kyle Long and Josh Sitton are both north of 30, and neither are going to be proficient run blockers, as we've seen throughout this series. Defensively, I would like to address corner at some point because Prince Amukamara is getting older and our depth below him and Peters is pretty weak. I'd also look at linebacker depth, pass rush depth, maybe a defensive lineman. But most importantly, tackle and quarterback. Thank you for the super chat, Hufer. Close enough to on time. That's all I want in life, is to be close enough. And the super chats keep on rolling in here. Ace of Games UK. Hey Kane, the last stream you said you were going to check out some Vegas Golden Knights playoff hockey. Have you seen any and have you enjoyed it? Haven't watched a game, but I see they're close to clinching their current division, or their current series. Not sure why I said division. But I will definitely, especially if they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, I will definitely watch some. I love their story right now, being an expansion team and becoming a powerhouse all in the same year. It's something out of a video game. Samuel Kaufman sends a super chat. Do you think this is the sophomore slump year for the Twins? It's an interesting way to put it. but at times you will see a team overachieve and then regress to where they should be, and I think that is kind of what we're seeing overall. They have too many weaknesses, I think, to replicate last year without something drastically changing. Drew Mincy sends a super chat. Love the streams you do. Been here a while. Enjoy, Kane. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that very much. 27 Super Yankees. I don't want to talk to Yankee fans right now. Their team's doing too well. But I'll answer the super chat. In my opinion, for all the problems Trubisky has had, if you replace him, it needs to be with someone with elite potential, also prioritized on edge and versatile O-linemen. Yeah, it can't be a lateral move at quarterback. And this is a class that gives us some really good options, so I'm not too worried about that right now. And I'm all caught up. Thank you all. Hope to hear your thoughts about the Vegas Golden Knights in the future. Do you want my opinions when it comes to hockey? I mean, I guess I could give them. Anyway, we're going to open the stream just by doing a little scouting. And we're in Super Bowl week right now, so we're near the off-season. I have ranked my top prospects in this class. I ranked about 20 to 25 players, and I have 3 quarterbacks at the very top of my board with Ben Talbot, Bennet Spencer, and Lewis Perry. I have Angelo Baldwin as the top tackle in this class, and I haven't scouted many of the early round receivers because I know I'm not going to be drafting them early. So my favorite receiver I've scouted is 5th round prospect Ed Acho. Then we have a couple linebackers, J.D. Meslowski and Will Berry. We have Charles Moody, Marquess Newton, Reggie Lewis, safeties and linebacker. Then Turner Glowinski at quarterback. And the list kind of goes on from there, but there are a lot of mid-round players that I think are of tremendous value in this class. So those are my top 25 prospects. You can go through that if you like. But we need to scout players that I have yet to finish scouting. So let me start with my draft board and see if there's anyone that's not complete. And we're good to go there. Like I said, quarterback is something that's a priority. And I've scouted this pretty extensively. I've done my due diligence at that spot. 8.2 quarterback. Oh yeah, if there's an 8.2 quarterback, we'll take them. I've already spent experience points. I did that before the stream just because it's kind of mundane. I will get to more super chats here. I just answered one from Batmac Gaming. Thank you. I'll just get to the other one then. From Sports Topic. Trade down in the first round to acquire more picks along with a second. Trade Amukamara for a 4th. I have to see who's all free agents first because I can't trade them. And then Samuel Kaufman sends a super chat. Will you ever do hockey content? Hashtag Devils. I like to try out NHL. I would like to play the game, especially if it's regarded as a good game, which I'm not really sure what NHL's reputation is right now. What pick do you have? We are picking 20th in the first round, 20th in the third round, and 10th in the fourth round. So we don't have all of our original selections, but we definitely need to acquire more picks before we get to showtime, essentially. So I already spent the time ranking my board, and now I'm going to break it by scouting even more players. Yeah, I'll scout the rest of the tackles here. Not finding much there late. And then at guard, the whole idea is I want to get a strong run blocker. So I like Chance Shabane here from North Carolina. But if he comes in with low bench reps, it's not going to work. I need someone powerful. The template, the prototype for what I'm looking for, think Will Hernandez from this last draft. So we are going to catch up on the stories as well and make sure we get to see what's going on there. But Ben Roman, MVP. So we know Ben Roman. I'm just going to put an arrow pointing up. Marvin Moten, my top corner in this class. He is also arrow pointing up. And then Trey Abradaris, that would be a down. And he's on my board too. He's struggling. Thank you for the super chat. First in line. Just got here a little late. Did you cut Garcia yet? And if you don't cut him, what is the reasoning behind your decision? I haven't cut him yet because we're not to the off season, and I don't know that I will. Like, if he's our backup, that's a different story than him being a starter. But I guess we'll have to figure out that depth chart situation because there's also Dion Dawkins on the roster. I traded for 2 offensive linemen last year. Remember that. Kane for the Super Mega Baseball Series. We need Taj Body in there. I might have to do that. I have the rosters made, but I might have to go back and do a little bit of editing because that's a good idea. Let me write that down on my Super Mega Baseball page. I got things all over the place here. That's an old throwback reference. All right. Made it to the off season for sure. From Kira Kwai, he sends a super chat. Tyrone Brightful sends apologies for not being here for the stream. He's feeling a little spun out. I didn't expect him to show up anyway. It's all good. Might have to write him down too. Tyrone Brightful. Super Mega Baseball, that series is debuting soon. I put in all the hard work so far with the rosters and getting that all set. Who won the whole thing though? Who won the Super Bowl? The Pittsburgh Steelers, as I predicted, were able to win the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. So Cam Newton now 0-2 in the big game, as they call it. Hopefully we have a chance to get a little bit closer next year. I have a lot of players I intend to put on the trading block as well. So that's going to be another part of trying to build our draft capital for this year. Just want to see the postseason. Here we go. This was the Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers winning 42-26. They get 2 touchdowns from Big Ben against 2 touchdowns from Cam Newton. And they have Le'Veon Bell getting 106 and a score. James Conner scores twice. Trey Burton scores for them. All right. Thank you for the super chat, your boy Chris. Any ideas / plans on Gridiron Champions, or is it too early to tell? It's far too early, especially not seeing, you know, any sort of gameplay demo or anything. So much is just a concept at this point with that project. I'm looking forward to what they can do for sure, but at this point, I can't plan out series that far in advance. I am Kevin Kane. Today is my high school graduation. You're going to miss the stream, or you're going to miss the graduation? If you're graduating today, congratulations to you. What are your thoughts on Mutant Football League? I have not played it. That is one football game I have not played. I've just had so much else going on that I haven't thought about really getting into it. We're going to focus on free agency now, and these are the top free agents we have. Beginning with Jordan Howard, who wants a $36 million contract. It's honestly not that big of a deal. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, what he's asking for. Wait a minute, I could have checked during the season, so I guess I forgot. Michael Burton, our fullback. Leonard Floyd. Pernell McPhee is a free agent. Danny Trevathan. So Trevathan was somebody that many suggested I trade, and I would agree with that if it was possible. Pat O'Donnell, Josh Sitton, Prince Amukamara, Matt Prater, Bryce Callahan. The list goes on and on and on. So allow me to check out transactions here. Just seeing who retired. Ramon Foster, Jerome Felton, Marcel Reese, Larry Fitzgerald, Marshawn Lynch, Eli Manning. Oh, Shady McCoy. Drew Brees. Who's going to be quarterbacking for Amari Cooper next season? Cliff Averill retires with 99 career sacks. That was our only retirement, too. And then as far as our salary cap room, We have $92 million in cap space at the moment, so we're not exactly hurting for money this offseason. I think that keeping Jordan Howard is quite easy. But if we do sign him, you know, does that eliminate him as a trade option? We're going to not... Oh, man. I have so much cap room, but I just don't want to throw it around carelessly. I made the case for not signing Leonard Floyd in the recap episode, if you watched that one. Essentially, he hasn't gotten better in terms of sack rate in his career, and Carlos Romero is a more efficient pass rusher than him. Consider he's 27, he's not going to get much better. I will let somebody else pay Leonard Floyd. Pernell McPhee. I have a nugget that we have here. I found some just stats going through stuff before the stream that I thought was relevant and interesting. And for Pernell McPhee, last year he got all of his sack production in 8 games. So while he's always had a lot of sacks in this series, he tends to do so by getting like 3, 4, 5 sacks in a game, and he might disappear for a little while. So he's not the most consistent player, but he has been good. I wouldn't mind keeping him around, but I think I'll let him test if that's what he's demanding. Trade for Cooper? Oh, no. No. What am I giving up? I already am low on picks. Maxwell, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Kane, love your content. Discovered it a few weeks ago and have been binge watching since. Love to see you move a franchise outside of the U.S. I haven't really considered doing a relocation franchise, at least for my main franchise. I guess for something else, I wouldn't mind doing it. It's just something I don't usually do. I like to keep the 32 teams where they are, partially because I'm worried the CPU is going to move and then it's just going to mess up the league or make it confusing, but it's probably not worth worrying about, honestly. Might be fun to turn it on sometime. From Shady, a super chat. If or when you tag Howard, look to move into the second round, maybe bundle him with some mid-round picks to move up for Talbot. If we move up for Talbot, that hurts our chances of getting a tackle in this class. So that's a little risky. And plus, it's a very good quarterback class, so even if we don't get the top quarterback, we're still going to be in great shape. I want to offer a contract here to Josh Sitton. I think that, for one, this contract is not very demanding. And I think I'd rather replace Kyle Long than Sitton, but he doesn't want to sign that deal. So why'd you ask for it? All right, Prince Amukamara. 78 overall. I think I'd sign him to a deal with a low signing bonus. We have the cap room, so honestly, this doesn't bug me too much. We have plenty of funds. Okay, just one of those days, I guess. Got a super chat here from Ryan. Need to strengthen your interior D. Gave up chunks in the middle this year. Also, what's up with your Twins this season? I agree. I think that we didn't do a good enough job replacing Eddie Goldman with Jalen Egbo. And we need to get somebody else that can stuff the run better. Maybe another nose tackle that's a little bit more refined. What's up with my Twins this season? They're all over the place. The pitching, it has its moments, but then they're just not consistent enough. The bullpen tends to have someone blowing the game every night. Lance Lynn has been really bad. They're just not complete right now. Not all the way there. Matt Prater, let's keep him here in Chicago. We'll increase the salary offer. And this is ridiculous. Bryce Callahan. That's a lot more than I want to pay right now. Marcus Cooper wants significantly less. Well, not significantly on a per year basis, but it is less. I like Callahan more. Tajay Sharp, we'll let him test. Jonathan Bullard, always a good role player, but does he want to stay here? I do want to keep him. And Jonathan Bullard will re-sign, so I finally got one. Paul Richardson, we're going to let him test because I now have the hope of turning Kendall Demons into our starting slot receiver. Marcus Calhoun, I would not mind keeping him for adequate depth at this price point. We'll see if the Kalispell Warhawk wants to stay in Chicago. Marcus Calhoun will stay. All right. LaBreece Pringley. I think we'll let him test. Marshall Christian, will let him test. Jarrell Holland, I would like to keep him. He's a very strong defensive lineman. Joseph Brookins. Wouldn't mind signing him. Although he's going to have some competition, I'm going to sign an undrafted running back or 3. Aaron Singletary, I'll re-sign him. Jordan Seiler. I don't think that it's necessary to keep him right now. DeAndre Houston Carson. I like him as depth, but we should start pushing him a little bit there. All right, so that takes us back to the important, key positions on this team. Jordan Howard. This really is not a massive contract demand. It's not. The signing bonus isn't that bad either. I wanted to keep Jordan Howard. I will offer him this contract. And Jordan Howard will stay in Chicago. Michael Burton. I think that we might be able to do a little better at fullback. I'm not sure what is making him an 87 overall. Is it just the impact blocking? I wouldn't mind trying to find another fullback, although I think Burton's a good one. Might be risky letting him test. I don't know. It's a fullback. I'm thinking a lot about this. Pernell McPhee, obviously we're going to let him test. Danny Trevathan, we're going to let him test as well. Pat O'Donnell, he's been very good in this series. He's a high accuracy punter. I would like to keep him around, and he's going to test free agency. Sorry, Mike. Your favorite player doesn't want to do business. Bryce Callahan. I might just take my chances in the free agency and try getting him later cheaper. So back to Burton. I think I'll let him test. Is that everybody? I could tag O'Donnell. Absolutely. The franchise tag is available. I could also tag Michael Burton. Matt Prater's also, he did not sign, so it's probably better to tag Prater considering he's the one that puts points on the board. Although I really want to bring O'Donnell back. So, I'm going to tag Prater. Just out of principle here. I'm going to tag the kicker because he puts points on the board. And I'm going to hopefully re-sign Pat O'Donnell. Otherwise, we are set now to go into unrestricted free agency. Got a media question here. Players are turning down contracts. How far apart? I just answer the middle option. Not even sure who they're talking about. All right. To the off-season stage 2. I think a lot of you wanted to see me tag Pat O'Donnell, and I can understand that. But one's a punter who gives the ball to the other team. One's a kicker who puts points on the board for us. Which one's easier to replace now? That's another question we could talk about. Thank you for the super chat here, Slay. Thoughts on Kerryon Johnson, the Lions? I'm trying to understand the word, a lot of spaces here. Kerryon Johnson to the Lions from Nick. I haven't seen a lot of Kerryon Johnson, but I tend to like the Auburn running backs. They have a style that I like. One player I liked going into this draft class was Rock Thomas, who's now at the Vikings, and he was at Auburn until I think he was kicked off the team. I did like him. I liked a lot of the running backs in the past. like Trey Mason, Cameron Artis-Payne was an interesting back. And I also liked Kerryon Johnson as well. Who is ready for free agency? Who's on the market now as we have $63 million in cap space? Jalen Ramsey for the second straight franchise. Oh, man. Joe Thomas. Imagine if we could get Joe Thomas here for just a year. Oh, run blocking is low, but we don't need him to be the run blocker. We need him to be the pass blocker. Okay. Laramie Tunsil. We could get into the Laramie Tunsil sweepstakes. Okay. Alright. I don't hate this class. Let me offer it to Pat O'Donnell quick. Get Ramsey again. Keanu Neal. All right, I'll let you guys post your feedback in the comments while I add some players to the trade block. I want to see if we could get any offers for Trubisky that would convince me to trade him. We're putting Kyle Long on the trading block. We are going to put Charles Leno on the trading block. We're going to put Akeem Hicks on the trading block. All right. Many of you would like to see Jalen Ramsey. And for good reason. He's a phenomenal player. Man coverage is elite. How do I say no when that's... I know he was in my last franchise, but this would be a smart move. We have the room. We have the need. We can make it happen. What does the baseline offer do? Puts you in 6th place. This is going to be a very tough competition. We're going to have to overtake the Browns. So the Amari Cooper story kind of returns because this is who beat us out for Amari Cooper somehow. It's our chance at redemption. I have to keep increasing everything here. This is going to be almost a $100 million contract. It might take 100 mil. Wow. But I mean, look what we're... I'll show you our current salaries right now, and we're not honestly paying that much money to the players on our team. $99-point offer right there for Jalen Ramsey. Let me show you the salaries. These are the highest paid players on the team. Akeem Hicks, whom we might trade. Then Cody Whitehair, Jordan Howard, Kyle Long, whom we might trade. Charles Leno, who we're going to either trade or cut. Mitchell Trubisky, who we're either going to maybe trade, maybe not. We don't have a lot of salaries on this team that are high. But we do need a tackle option for sure. And Joe Thomas, he'd be nice in the short term, 87 strength, 87 pass block. But Laramie Tunsil has 88 strength, 86 pass block, and he's younger, so he has the potential still to get better. Even if it costs more money, I would definitely support signing Laramie Tunsil. Going to up that signing bonus. We're going to get this close to 100 points as well. Now, we'll see. I'm going to find other free agents I might want to sign. And if I don't like the fit with Ramsey here because we have to sign other players, then I'll withdraw the offer before we sim. But for now, I wanted to see what would happen if we did make that offer. Quincy Enunwa coming back. Will Fuller. Speed threat. I wouldn't mind maybe a 1-year offer. Although, you know the catching. I won't do it right now. Oh no, D-Jax is a 79 these days? Wow. Adam Thielen. Oh no, slow development. Get out of here. What about a run blocker? Mike Iapati? Not the same run blocker he once was. Josh Sitton. Yeah, at this price, I'd love to bring him back. Pass rusher is definitely going to be a concern. David Onyemata. Ooh. Not bad. Malik Collins is also out there. Onyemata's stronger. Good pass rusher. Wow. If we wanted to replace Akeem Hicks with a player like him, that's possible. Kenny Clark? That'd also work well for us. Okay. I know some of you talk about Deion Jones, but I don't really want to mess with safety. I like who we have a lot. Trevathan could be going to Green Bay. Could be playing against them next year. Reggie Ragland. Ooh. He might be a good replacement for Trevathan. Reggie Ragland, we make the offer. Leonard Floyd, as expected, will get paid somewhere. Bruce Irvin, maybe a little too old for us at this point. Other corners. Nikel Roby-Coleman. Kyle Fuller. I would like to bring back Prince Amukamara. Make this about a $3 million deal. Ooh, those points are low. He probably won't accept that one. So now you see cap room getting tighter as we start making more offers here to fill out our roster. Wow, this is going to be harder than I thought. I'll see if he accepts that. So I've negotiated now with a lot of different players. 6 on day 1 is a lot for me. Deion Jones at linebacker, not safety. I did that in my Browns franchise. I liked that move a lot. Keanu Neal, 88 zone coverage, 87 speed. Yeah. You can play him at linebacker, although he's not going to shed blocks very well, is all. So, right now, if we were able to get these deals done, we would see us shore up that tackle spot nicely. That would help us tremendously in getting things on track for next year. We could then just focus on quarterback in the first round and not worry about tackle. I might up that offer on Tunsil, because if I miss out on Tunsil, I'm not going to be happy. It's going to be worse than the Amari Cooper situation. If you want a Deion Jones, you have to really break the bank too. How many points would this offer be? 90? Yeah, and you still have to beat the Rams. Thank you for the super chat. Internet Call Wrestling, or CA Wrestling, Canada? I'm not sure exactly. Julian Edelman. Huh. A route runner like Julian Edelman. He is out there. That could be another slot option. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. We've had speed. I try to put speed in the slot in this series. Edelman, though, would be a really good route runner, and I could, find a way to use him in the slot and Demons. Cap room continues to fall. Ooh, that's going to be tougher. I should go to fullback too. Is Burton really the best out there? If there aren't any offers, I will make one for sure. $2 million a year is not bad. I think at this stage, I'll withdraw from Edelman, but I'll keep him in mind for later. At running back, I don't think we need to make anything happen here, although CJ Procise? Yeah? And then we can talk again about defensive linemen. We have Bram Dirth. Let's go to our roster quick. So we have Akeem Hicks, who's getting older now, and his play is regressing a little bit. He's trending a lot more toward being an average player at this point. Then Bram Dirth, we need a big year out of him. We really do. He has to be much better. We have Dante Rooks, who is very good. I know what the ratings say. I know what the play says. The play's good. At defensive tackle, we have Jalen Egbo. And, I'm not sure if his play is matching the ratings as well as I would like. If we check on his numbers, I do think he had a fair amount of tackles last year. Not a ton, actually. 3 tackles for loss, 16 overall tackles. But he doesn't get a ton of snaps either. Only in the base defense, typically. Yeah, he'll play like half or less a game. I could try moving Dirth to defensive tackle. We could experiment with that. He plays defensive tackle a lot in the nickel already, though, so it wouldn't be like a tremendous change. I'm going to test out some trading here before we advance to the next stage. I want to put Kyle Long out on the market and see who has interest in the green. All right, the Eagles are one team. The 49ers are another. Okay. Let's assume the 49ers were worse then, and they're going to have better picks for us. It is a high need of theirs. Now, I don't think they'll give me a second round pick, but I need to see where things are at here. All right. So I think it would take like a 4 or something to get this done. Here's pick 77. Maybe it's not the right time to trade him then. For Charles Leno, I'm okay just, you know, if we can get a 7th round pick or something, I'm cool with that. Who has interest in Leno? The Giants would. The Raiders. Let's go across conferences then. A 5th round pick. Don't expect it to work. Hey, got a 5th round pick. I was going to cut him anyway. Thank you for the super chat, Cameron. How do you feel about Johnny Manziel going to the CFL? I knew that was going to be brought up today. I'm looking forward to it. I like to see comeback stories, so hopefully, you know, he has, you know, made some of the improvements that he needs to improve. I know that he was battling addiction for a very long time, and he was going through some tough times, so hopefully now he's got the right support, the right mindset, and he can work on being a quarterback once again. And here's why we are going for Jalen Ramsey. Just look at our cornerback depth chart right now. We have the 2nd-year Curry Peters, and then maybe Prince Amukamara comes back. But I mean, if we had this cap room and didn't try to sign Jalen Ramsey, what would be the point of having that cap room then? Let me up this offer just a little bit. Some of the Deion Jones arguments are interesting, but I see cornerback being far more valuable to address. Deion Jones would cut into our cap room pretty significantly, and I just don't want to get too close to you know, the limit, essentially. But yeah, we can talk about defensive tackle a little bit more. There's Akeem Hicks. Could trade him away and kind of do like a lateral move in a sense. I don't know what we could get for him. I should look. Song change. I got you. What about a quarterback? That's going to be about the draft. Who has interest in Hicks? The Bills do. I just want to see how interested they are. That's pretty serious interest to me. That might... Oh, I'm not sure if that'd be a 3 or not. How much would a 2 be? Ooh, yeah. That's going to be tough. I kind of want to see what offers I'm going to get then, if I get any offers. I could attempt to see what I could get for Trubisky, because if Andrew Leonard is our backup, he's not as good as Trubisky is. But I don't think he's, like, so much worse. The Bengals have interest. Just how interested are you in Mitchell Trubisky? Okay. We may be able to get a 3rd round pick for Trubisky. We may be able to get a 3rd round pick. I might be able to get our 2nd round pick back if I throw in something else. What if we offered Trubisky? Oh. Bennett Jennings, maybe? We could put him into the trade? We got it done. We got our 2nd round pick for this year. All right. Trubisky has been traded. That's big time right there. So we completely move on from the Trubisky era. And now our draft pick situation looks like this. A 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, 2 5ths, a 6, and 2 7s. That's much better. A lot of you think I should have gone for a 1st round pick. I think that would have been much tougher to do. I created a little cap space too for us. If no one's going to offer to David Onyemata, I'm going to offer a shorter term contract, somewhere in the range of $5-6 million a year. What would this be? 52 points. I'm cool with that. I could have compared to other teams, but they had 5-star interest, so I don't think it would have been tremendously different. What's the offer there? 73 points? How about Kendall Fuller? Nah, he's more zone-oriented, just like his brother. DYN Shady sends a super chat saying Talbot. He might be the #1 pick. Mason sends a super chat. Now go get the quarterback of the future. That's our plan. That's our plan. 100%. And thank you for the super chat, AQW. Edelman at quarterback. Hey, we can make it happen. Haven't been too impressed with the linebacker class overall. These are a lot of players that I might just like be able to sign after everything is over with. I do need some outside linebacker help, though. Pass rusher became a huge need. Ryan sends a super chat. Personally, I'll miss Mitchapalooza. Well, we had 3 years of it, so that's plenty. That is plenty. But now pass rusher is a concern because our best pass rusher at the moment would have to be Carlos Romero. So where's McPhee? 1 year. What would this be? 51 points. Take us close to 15 million cap room. Which we're going to open up a little bit more before this stream is over. Thank you for the super chat, Davrin. I think we're ready to move on to the next stage. I think we're finally prepared to move on to the next stage. All right. So, we've made a number of contract offers. We've already made a couple trades. Now it's time to see if we have any new members of the Chicago Bears. Here we go, everybody. Simulate faster. Contracts accepted by David Onyemata, Josh Sitton, rejected by Laramie Tunsil, accepted by Pat O'Donnell, accepted by Michael Burton, rejected by Jalen Ramsey. Oh my God. Oh, it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey. Thank you for the super chat, Brady. Thinking about any vet quarterbacks as a bridge? I haven't, because this draft class is so good. Oh boy. Wow. We just had Cooper V2 and Cooper V3 all in the same year. Oh my God. Joe Thomas is still out there, thankfully. Oh man. Joe. We are very serious about your services. Jalen Ramsey took less to go to Los Angeles. So it wasn't the Browns. Ramsey to the Rams for $87.9 million over 5 years. He rejected a what did I offer? $97 million over 5 years? Keanu Neal took 30 over 4 from the Cardinals. Mackenzie Alexander instead of Prince. I consider it one, but there was the Vikings already put a bid, so he'd be more expensive. Deion Jones, 44 mil to go to the Rams. Laramie Tunsil's going to Tampa Bay. Leonard Floyd to the Eagles. Austin Hooper to the Raiders. DJ Swearinger to the Eagles. Kenny Clark to the Ravens. Jalen Smith to the Raiders. Sua Cravens to the Panthers. Malik Collins to the Cards. Trevathan goes to the Packers. Things have gotten very interesting today. Thank you for the super chat, Aaron. Loving the series. Keep it up. P.S. Go Hawks. Which one? The Atlanta Hawks? Loving the series. He said that right after we get rejected by 2 free agents. I appreciate you. It helps lessen the blow here. You know what else is going to improve your day? Nothing like a cashew. Unless you're allergic, then by all means avoid it. But I'm going to be eating cashews now. Almost empty. You know the cashews that I like to get were recalled last year because there were glass in them and I couldn't buy them for months? I was heartbroken. Who do you hate more, Ramsey or Cooper? Ramsey has only rejected me 1 out of 2 opportunities. Therefore, he's good with me. Dude, that Trubisky trade is going to haunt you. That was a rush trade and a lot of first-round picks left on the table. We would have had to up our ante if we were to get a first-round pick. Maybe it would have been possible. Almost empty like Chicago's cornerback core. Nice one, Josh. Don't need that from you right now. So, What an interesting offseason. We signed Michael Burton, David Onyemata. Thank you for the super chat, Aaron. Seahawks. Michael Burton, David Onyemata, Pat O'Donnell, Josh Sitton. So 3 familiar players, and then David Onyemata. I just like saying his name, if you can't tell. We're still trying to get Joe Thomas, Pernell McPhee, Reggie Ragland, and Prince Amukamara. The Ragland battle has gotten more intense, but we now have a little bit more capital to spend in that one. Does this go above 47 points? Sure does. So for Ragland, I think I'll look now to see if there's somebody else I like more, because now the price is hiking. Did you purchase the free agent influence package? That helps a ton. You know, I haven't spent those points in a while, but I know last year I had the receiver influence package, and Amari Cooper still said, nah. Thank you for the super chat, Gage. Appreciate the consistent uploads, Hurricane. Also want to know your opinion on the current state of Madden franchise and how it can get better. Thank you. Uploads not as consistent as they should be. You all deserve better. But opinion on the current state of Madden franchise, it's not as good as it should be. There should be a lot more progress made, considering, you know, if you look at maybe Madden 25. Madden 25. Oh, no, Madden 13 was a thing. Madden 14 was not. Look what they've gotten in the last 5 years, and they have made progress. But one of my issues is that this is progress that should have been made a long time ago in my eyes. For a long time, I feel like they were almost directionless in a way. Not so much in the last 5, 6, 7 years, but I think that during the 2000s, they basically, to put it into like a picture, they were on a treadmill. The game wasn't really going anywhere. They were like creating features, taking them out, bringing in cool ideas, then they're gone. And then they finally started to get like a direction in Madden 12. And I feel like if this was where they wanted to go in terms of like wide receiver DB interactions and some of the other features they've done, if they could have had that, you know, sense to do it 5 to 10 years before that, we'd be in the place we should be right now. That's just my opinion. AQ, thank you for the super chat. Can you upgrade the coach so you stop losing in free agency? I can upgrade the coach. I can't guarantee it'll even matter. DYN Shady. Ramsey and Cooper curved you harder than Blair Walsh curves a 27-yard field goal. Ooh. 27 Super Yankees. A first rounder from Mitch is unrealistic. By the way, when scouting the edge and cornerbacks, make sure to value the agility drills. Also, Ocho in the 4th or 5th round. Yeah, agility drills, I do look at that a lot for those positions particularly. Also wide receiver. From Schuler, I guess Chicago is just a deal breaker for free agents. Yeah, I thought, like, you know, mass market potential, why not? Chicago's a big city. There's a lot to do. But, I guess it's not a draw. Kamar, thank you for the super chat. Offer Judon for pass rush and Sean Lee. Matthew Judon. I'm not sure if that would fill a big need for us right now, considering some of our depth. I feel like Judon would kind of blend in with those players. But I will take a look. I'll entertain it. Where do they list him in here? Are we sure he wasn't signed? I'm not seeing him. Randy Gregory, is he available? Oh, he sure is. Slow development, 79 strength. Probably not going to be a move I want to make. We don't have depth. Romero is the only linebacker. That's a good point. Thankfully, we got that 2nd round pick, though, right? Oh, there is Judon. I missed him. Matt Judon. You know what? You know what? I would love to sign Matt Judon. From Grand Valley State. Oh, man, I forgot their name. The Grand Valley State. I keep wanting to say Jackrabbits. It can't be Jackrabbits. That's South Dakota State. Grand Valley State football. That's where Charles Johnson went to college. Not the Panthers. Oh, the Lakers. The Lakers. I don't know why. I thought it was a weird one. Super chat from John. I swear you always wear that shirt. I have a lot of shirts that look similar in my wardrobe because a few years ago I just went and bought a bunch of blue shirts for like $3 a piece. And I'm like, yeah, my wardrobe's finished. And now I'm getting some other stuff, but I do tend to wear stuff like this. You know, it's not super warm today. It's been in like the 80s. This has honestly been, I think, the best May of my life in terms of weather. And April is maybe the worst April. It is so good now, but a little chilly today, so we break out the t-shirt. The Lakers. Yes. Matt Judon. Sometimes your feedback can directly affect the series. So Reggie Ragland, what does he bring to the table? We have average speed. I shouldn't be freaking out about 82 anymore because this is more normal. Hit power is good. Tackling is good. I see him as a good replacement for Danny Trevathan. So, what about a player like Jake Ryan? Somewhat similar. But he also has a big offer from somebody, the Jets. So I'd rather have Ragland. He's better. Honestly, I love this channel all the way from the UK. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. I like to do some of these streams earlier in the day because I know that I do have... It's either a large UK following or it's at least very vocal to make it seem large. Where's your McNabb shirt? Collecting dust somewhere now. Goodbye, Teddy. Thank you for the super chat, Jamila the Killa. He says, Kuhn, as in John Kuhn. John Kuhn, the fullback. Is he still in this series? Blocking, vulturing touchdowns. He's not a free agent, so he's either retired or on a team. All right, back to middle linebacker here, as we are certainly taking our sweet time today. Jarrell Freeman is back available, but his speed has gone down tremendously. Anthony Hitchens. Really good zone cover linebacker. I think his skill set is pretty similar to that of Marcus Calhoun, although a better player overall. Thanks for the super chat, Ben. Puzzlesny. Nah, I want some more speed there. Manti Te'o, same deal. BJ Goodson. Probably too similar to Marcus Calhoun. So we're back to Ragland. Now, that's a 66-point offer. What if I don't change the structure, but I just add a year? Now it's an 82-point offer. Okay. That way I don't have to invest a ton more money per year. Because I think I want Ragland. Also, I should take a look at the scouting for this because I think there are some good linebackers in this class. Marcus Newton. Okay, this is going to be a tougher class to do that then. There might be a couple 4-3 outside linebackers that would fit. A super chat from Kirakwai. Another from the UK here, perhaps Ogba as D-line or switch to linebacker. Ogba is built like a nose tackle, so I really can't move him anywhere else than where he's already at. But thank you for the super chat. What if I move Bram Dirth outside linebacker, though? Just like I thought about doing last year, even though he's 300 pounds. It might happen. It might be something we do in preseason. So now after looking at this stuff again, I kind of feel like we need to go and get Ragland. Free agency never takes this long. It doesn't, but today has been just crazy. Man. Matt Judon, Pernell McPhee, Reggie Ragland. I wonder if I can spend those coach packages now. Not available. I'm not sure why. But I think I'll be ready to move on now. I can't believe, though, if we got Ramsey and Tunsil, that changes so much. Never scouted Joseph Shields. He's not even that good. Travis Bierman. Thanks for the super chat, John. Love the vids. Keep up the good work. Faye franchise so far. I mean, the Vikings franchise is always going to be special because it is the first. But if you take away that bias, I think the Chargers franchise was my favorite because there were so many fun players and I loved that team. Name pronounced Skyler. Schuler is a no-go. I'm sorry. I feel like you've told me that before. Skyler. I apologize. Skyler. Who was a Bears fan. Or at least I assume so. With the Bears avatar. Internet. CA Wrestling. Again, I'm not sure if it's Created Wrestler or Canada Wrestling. Sucks, Ramsey and Tunsil rejected you. Have you thought about going back to Edelman at slot and Joe Thomas? Maybe sign veteran quarterback to compete with Leonard. I offered on Thomas. I gave the largest offer to Joe Thomas, so the ball's in his court now. And as far as Edelman, I mean, I don't see it as a major need, but he is a good route runner. So if it's going to be cheap, now with the cap room, we can make the signing bonus super low, so it's not like we can even lose much if we cut him. Plus, I doubt he'd get cut. He's good. But I might have to just up the offer a bit. I'll come back to it. I'm not worried about it. Create a wrestler. Okay. I got it. Kane has gone literally... has literally gone insane thinking Ogba is a nose tackle. Oh, wait a minute. I was saying Egbo. I am so mixed up right now. Emmanuel Ogba, no, is not a nose tackle. I was thinking Egbo. Because he said moving Ogba, and I'm like, oh, Egbo, that's who we have. No, Egbo is a nose. Ogba could play either or, yes. I was not the biggest fan of him coming out of, what was it, OK State? Emmanuel Ogba, yeah. I just don't think I want to pay the money for it. It's already competitive enough. From Sheriff Waffle. Been watching since the Vikes franchise in 2012. Always loved your stuff, man. Ever thought about switching your streams to Twitch? By the way, Skull Vikes. A fellow Viking fan in here. Thank you for the super chat. Have I ever thought about switching to Twitch? I think about it all the time. But to me, if I make the switch to Twitch, it's going to be when I am sure that I can dedicate a number of quality ideas to warrant being a consistent streamer over there and trying to build up that platform for me. So it's something I still think about a lot and something that might happen in the future. In the short term, not so sure it's going to happen, but it might. I'd say there's a good chance it happens eventually. Again, here are my negotiations. I did used to do Twitch. I've had stints on Twitch and YouTube a couple times. Kane, CA is California, CN is Canada. How do you not know this? Minnesota is known as Southern Canada. Well, if you can't tell, I'm making a lot of mistakes lately, so it just fits the trend. I think CA is Canada. Like, CA. I'm already, like, a third of the way through spelling it. So, Judon, Amukamara, Ragland, McPhee, Edelman, Thomas. Predictions for the Vikes this year, hashtag Skol. I would say an 11-5 record, which may or may not be enough to win the division. I think that Kirk Cousins has the best year of his career. And I'll say that they get a little bit... they were very lucky in terms of injuries last year on defense. I think this year, maybe they have a couple more problems than they did a year ago. Just a prediction, for prediction's sake. Skitter sends a super chat. Do you think Mason Rudolph can be the successor to Big Ben? I do like Rudolph. The successor to Big Ben, I'm not sure. Certainly with the players around him, that would make any kind of transition easier. So if he can't make it there, I'm not sure if he can make it at all. And if I like him as a quarterback, then why not? Your boy sends a super chat. Madden is all about MUT now. It's definitely a big emphasis. It's a big money maker. Although I do wonder, maybe you can give me your opinions. I feel like these card-based... I don't know if this is just wishful thinking on my part or whatever. Not that I want to see the mode do poorly, but I wonder if people are going to start getting more fatigued by the card-based grinding and or spending money heavily modes in games. I wonder if the fatigue is going to start building there, because it's the same thing in terms of the structure every year. Maybe you enjoy building up your team in Ultimate Team, and that's cool. I enjoy it from time to time as well. But I wonder if there's going to be a fatigue that sets in because people want a new experience, you know? And I do wonder if games like Fortnite are going to pull away interest from people who want to play Ultimate Team. Because if you want to be part of a big popular thing and have a big social experience, I mean, does it have to be on Madden? Does that have to be football? I do wonder, you know, if that could be some sort of a change. Contracts accepted by Prince Amukamara, Reggie Ragland, Joe Thomas, Matt Judon, Pernell McPhee. We did it. Kane, listen, Xavier Howard. I will look. I like Xavier Howard as a player. We at least have pass rushers. Xavier Howard at corner. Bengals want him. Yeah, I can see the interest there, but I don't want to get in a battle for players in this range. Although it's looking like I might not have a choice. I'd rather keep Callahan personally. Man. Signing bonus is such a deal breaker. Ooh. I managed to make it worse. He wants a 2-year deal. So, there you go, Bryce. Was I able to get settled on kicker and punter? Yeah, I did. I tagged Prater and I signed O'Donnell, so we're okay there. Thoughts on how my Browns will do this year? If you force me to guess the record, I'd say 5-11. Hugh Jackson gets fired at some point. I think there's going to be a tipping point where a team can only have so much talent before they don't, they have too much talent to lose that many games. And they've certainly added a lot of talent. Thank you for the super chat, Carrie. Hey, MrHurriicane, been here since the first season of the Minnesota Dynasty. Just wanted to say your realistic dynasties are the best YouTube videos out there. Thank you. Dynasty is one of my favorite things I've done on the channel. That Minnesota Dynasty was one of my favorite series because of how many different eras we went through, 10 years, and going through different players and different teams. It was a really fun experience. Samuel, Kaufman, Teddy B, or McCown as Jets starter in 2018. I think it comes down to Darnold or McCown. Sadly, I think that Teddy might not get the reps to really show anything. And plus, maybe his injury is worse than we thought. Just the way people talk about him in the media, it does not create any sense of confidence. I don't have any medical knowledge, don't have, information that would give me an idea of where he's at. But if I just look at the way he's talked about in the media by coaches, whether it be with the Vikings or now with the Jets, I just don't think it's very positive. Daverin, thank you for the super chat. I love your vids, man. Keep up the good work. Also, could you tell me who won the Super Bowl this past season and sign Rivers to compete with the other quarterbacks, please? The Steelers won the Super Bowl in the franchise, and, signing Rivers as a potential bridge quarterback or backup quarterback isn't a bad idea, but he's not out there anymore. He got signed. So now it's Alex Smith. 80 throw power. Alex Smith, that is. It's time to bring him home, Jay Cutler. Nick Foles. Wow, Hackenberg's a 69 overall. We have hardly done anything for the draft in this stream. I feel like I've spent half the stream answering questions and the other half, just looking at free agents. Cutler time, yes. Brissett the GOAT. Hey, I think that Brissett might be my favorite quarterback out on the market right now. I think Jacoby Brissett's going to be one of those players that is in the NFL for a very long time, because if he's your backup, I think you have a top 5 backup. Alec Gamble. Hey, Kane, thoughts on my Jets? I haven't taken a look at their roster recently. I'll have to pull it up. Not too fresh in my memory right now. Oh, yeah, they added Tremaine Johnson. Now, I remember that. They have Jamal Adams. I like some of the moves that they've made. I just don't think that, in comparison to other teams, they're quite ready to compete at a high level. I feel like this year will be another 6-10, 7-9 season perhaps. But if Darnold does well, that could push the needle forward. There's some potential here, but I also think that if the wrong player gets hurt, the roster seems a little fragile. But I mean, they got something going for them in the secondary now. I think the rebuild is going all right for them, but it's not going to be, I don't think they're going to surprise us a ton this year. All right, who do I want to scout? I guess let's look for good combines. Was there an 8.2 quarterback this year? Nope. Now you can't lie about it. But I can find out now more about these quarterbacks. So if I go to my draft board, this is my quarterback rankings. Wait, Lewis Perry became a third-round prospect. He was a first-round prospect. He has some mobility as well. What is going on here? Why would he regress? Ben Talbot, Bennet Spencer, one of the more mobile quarterbacks in this class, Lewis Perry from Florida State, Turner Glowinski, Henry Keaton. Wow. Stites isn't on your board. Did I never add him to my draft board? I must have accidentally taken him off. Because, yeah, he is missing. I don't remember ranking him earlier. So, Stites. So that gives you 2 second or third round options. Slow development for Perry, don't do it. Stites would allow us to stretch the field. We know he has good deep accuracy. Maybe the news will give us more info? Where's the news? Did they really drop a Leon Sandcastle reference in there? They did. Super chat from David. Thoughts on DJ Moore and the Panthers, also Edelman. I might go back to Edelman after the draft. DJ Moore is one of my favorite receivers in this class. I like the way he runs. And I do agree with Steve Smith that they have not properly replaced him until now. I think DJ Moore, I don't think he'll put up the numbers to be in the Rookie of the Year conversation, but I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility. It's just, I think Cam Newton has like one 4,000-yard season, so his receivers don't tend to get big numbers. And consider that he's going to be like, you know, mixing in the mix with Greg Olsen, Devin Funchess, Christian McCaffrey. So I don't see him having a big year, but I think that he'll have, if you just watch the play and not the numbers, you like what you see. But yeah, Cam, he's had one 4,000-yard season. It was his rookie year. And the super chat rolls in from Mega Mad Dog. Hey Kane, did you hear about Kurt Warner talk about signing a one-year deal with the team for the upcoming season? He wouldn't reveal the team, and he said he spoke to the GM and head coach about a possible deal. Yeah, I did hear about that. It's interesting. It's especially interesting because of how long it's been since he played. Like maybe 5 years ago, it would have been possible. Who do you think it was? What team do you think it was? I mean, Arizona would make sense because he played there. I guess I'd have to guess it'd be Arizona. So there's a 6'6" receiver, apparently. David Shotwell with a high combine grade. Yep. Auburn receiver. Very good. Not really looking at early round receivers much, though. The Vikings, oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Dolphins, I could see it being the Dolphins, too. Moses Macklin, C+. Oh, it might be good enough. Mike Simmons from UTEP. The Miners. I'm late. What have I missed? Way too much. If you have just joined recently, it's been a really, it's been a ride. We've had a journey today. We went into free agency without, where do I even want to start? Basically, in free agency, we had the chance to make some big impact signings. Jalen Ramsey was on the market, Laramie Tunsil was on the market, and there were some other big names like Deion Jones and Keanu Neal. We made a big offer to Jalen Ramsey of $97 million over 5 years, and he rejected it to go to the Rams. So again, we do not land the the elite free agent in the class. We then tried to sign some other players. We did get Joe Thomas, so now tackle is not as much of a concern as it once was. But yeah, there's a lot that's gone on. So now at this point, I should also check on the projected strength for these guards. And Sherrod Pryor, that's very good. And also consider he has the highest 40. So you consider you could probably pull pretty well. High agility. Sherrod Pryor, very good. Trey Abradaris, also very good. Lester Stallings. Wow, we have some good options. Players that fit what I'm looking for. This is awesome. What overall was Joe Thomas? I think like an 87. It was still high 80s. Let me just go into here and make sure I didn't miss anything quick. I'm still negotiating here with Bryce Callahan and Julian Edelman, but we're mostly ready to go on to the off season. To the draft, I wanted to say. Stage 4. Bryce Callahan, and now we have a trade offer for Akeem Hicks. Finally. Which reminds me, I should trade Kyle Long here pretty soon. So Callahan stays, and now offers for Akeem Hicks. A 4 and a 5 from the Patriots. Is that this current year? Because if so, I would probably accept that. RMH Gaming, any thoughts on my Chiefs and what they do next year? I'm really excited to find out. I just think it's hard to project how Mahomes does in his first year as a starter, but I like that offense they have in Kansas City quite a bit. They have some other stuff to do on defense. They've gotten older there in recent years, and now Derek Johnson's, I think, in Oakland. But, I mean, the West, the Chargers on paper, I think, should run away with it, but they never do. So that automatically puts the Chiefs still in the mix for first place. Super chat from Mega Mad Dog again. Real name is Nick, by the way. Hey, Kane, what do you think of my Patriots offseason trades, moves, and their draft signings? Also, don't forget that chat wants Jules. I think you do, that's for sure. But the Patriots, I guess trading Brandon Cooks shouldn't be such a surprising move. I think it was a good one for them. I like what the Patriots have done. They go and add Sony Michel in the first round, and they had a couple other picks that I liked. It's not exactly fresh in my head right now, and I've already spent a lot of this chat going super off topic, so I don't want to pull it up again. But I do think the Patriots are just fine, especially because it takes a team to beat them, not just them getting worse. And I still don't see the team that can beat them in the AFC East. So it is 2020 for picks. I think we have to make that trade then for Akeem Hicks. I did not think I could get a deal this good. We have traded Akeem Hicks. Our third trade of the stream, maybe? What about Gruden's Raiders? Not so excited about what they have done, just because I don't know if this template can work. They've signed so many old players. So now, on defense, we have Bram Dearth. We have David Onyemata, and we'll find a home for him. We get Jalen Egbo. And we have Dante Rooks somewhere there. It's not showing him. But... where is he? There he is. Dante Rooks, Jonathan Bullard. I think trading Hicks made sense for us. And now I want to look at moving Kyle Long. We also traded Charles Leno and Mitchell Trubisky. We traded Trubisky. I could also wait to trade Long until after the draft for a pick next year. We have a fair amount of picks now. 1 through 4, 2 4s, 3 5s. But I guess it doesn't hurt to see what we could get now, and if it's good enough. Thank you for the super chat, Cody. I was rewatching the Minnesota Dynasty the other night and just realized why the coach was Hurricane. Yes. Love the channel. Yep, that was a clever naming on my part. Well, consider Hicks was an 80 overall, and he's older. I mean, a 4 and a 5? I'm not mad at that at all. Trubisky for what? It was Trubisky and Bennett Jennings for a second-round pick from the Bengals. So we lost our second-round pick after trading it a year ago. Now we have a second-round pick again. Kyle Long. What to the Eagles? What do they say about trading for a 2 again? They don't like that idea. I shouldn't be too surprised. They're the only team with significant interest. The Cowboys have some interest, but I don't think they're going to be any more interested in dealing a second-round pick, even their later one. Yeah. Yeah, I did learn that Hurricane is a real player. He's a soccer player. I don't know, what club he plays for, but I did find that out. All right, more scouting. Any corners who are intriguing that I haven't fully scouted? Hey, C+ is across the board. You can work with that, especially with that combine. That's a good player. Super chat from Samuel. Will you ever reveal your name? Well, I've built my brand around MrHurriicane, and I want to continue building up the brand with MrHurriicane. So, just kind of leave it at that, I guess. A 7.5 safety? Okay. I'll watch the 7.4 here. Lennox Daniels. I can't see me drafting him, but I'll put him on the board. I'm having a fun stream. How about you? Are you guys having a good time? These off seasons tend to get all over the place, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh yeah, we should check on the combine now for Ed Acho. 4.54. He's a possession receiver, so I don't think he's a first-round talent any longer, but 2 or 3? Sure. Ooh, how about a young tight end to develop? Sorry, Aaron Singletary. But maybe there isn't anybody good. He's got speed. He can catch. Let's go. I found a 7th round steal. DJ Hackney from Rhode Island. 21 years old. The fastest tight end in the draft. He can block. I found a steal. That is awesome. No, 4.5 is not slow. It's just not fast. That is a Delaney Walker clone. Hey, if I can get a Delaney Walker clone, yes. AJ Route. Probably not the strength I'm looking for. You know, finding a pass rusher would be great. Mac Ingram. Shouldn't have scouted that last one. That was inefficient. Princeton Wims. We are just about done scouting. All right, I used every point this year. 4.5 is pretty fast for a tight end. Oh, that's elite for a tight end for sure. So we have made it, everybody. The draft is about to happen. Walker ran a sub 4.5. Did he really? His combine would have been a long time ago. Allow me to save quick. Did you know you can spend coach experience from the menu where you can see your staff? Just a bit of advice when it becomes relevant again. It's the last time I ask. I promise everyone. Spending experience from the menu where you can see your staff. I didn't know that. I know you can do it from this spot. But you're saying you can do it from here. That's actually useful. Thank you. I'll spend these points later on. I know I want this one, though. Who do you think has more potential, Jair Alexander or Mike Hughes? Ooh. Yeah, they're both really good. I think I preferred Alexander more. Wow. If you made me select one, I'd take Jair Alexander. So let's just go through our roster quickly then. We do need to get a quarterback still. That's the big concern. We're good at running back. We are good at receiver. We're good at tight end. I'm talking about starting caliber, by the way. We can always add a receiver or tight end. We have our tackle situation vastly improved. We still want a run blocking dominant guard. We also want to improve our pass rush. We could use an outside linebacker. We signed Reggie Ragland, so that's not a major concern. I want corner. So it's not like I have a million needs here. Let's write down the big ones. Quarterback. Guard. Edge rusher. Cornerback. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. Speaking of fast tight ends, Vernon Davis ran a 4.35. I remember Remember him running fast. I don't remember him being that fast. That's pretty incredible for his size. There was one more thing I was about to check before we entered the draft, and it was stories. If there are any other stories here. I was hoping that we could find information about Perry, who fell down the board. Lewis Perry looked awkward running his 40. That's why they knocked him down? Lewis Perry runs in a way that exposes the ball and also exposes him to possible injury. Ooh. The injury concern there. Wow. All right, it's time for the draft. Let's begin. This is going to be fun. So let's just take a look at our board. Obviously, I like the quarterbacks in this class. I do need to move Perry down the board now. Unfortunately, he might have lower development. He might have lower injury. So I'm really concerned about that. Clay Stites might be the one that we start targeting because he's a very good downfield thrower. And there's also Bennet Spencer, who's an early first-round prospect, and Ben Talbot. We pick at 20 overall. Torch sends a super chat. Maybe move Frederick Chickalo to right tackle. I'll figure out which one I want to be the right tackle. Our best run blocker might stay on the left side because I prefer running that way anyway. All right. It's showtime, everybody. We could attempt to trade up. What would it take to trade up for the best quarterback in this draft class, I wonder? Ben Talbot from Oregon. What would it take? He's a mid-first round prospect. So I call him the #1 player, but the game doesn't. They like Bennet Spencer, Turner Glowinski more. As a matter of fact, Talbot is only ranked 18th. This whole time I thought Talbot was an early round quarterback. If you remember the episode where I broke down the quarterbacks, was he not projected early first? At any rate, I think I'm okay, we'll sim a few picks and see what happens. Kansas City starts the draft with Turner Glowinski. They replace Patrick Mahomes. Then Washington takes Will Berry. New York Giants. Bierman, the right tackle. The Buccaneers go Roman, the receiver. Cleveland, we know, needs a quarterback. And they take Bennet Spencer. So, quarterbacks are going. Talbot here at number 13 available. And the top quarterback now on the board. So, Baltimore could be in that market. I need to see if they are. Thank you for the super chat, Angel. Try to trade Kyle Long to trade up. I could package him into a deal. I could do it. So, do the Ravens have a need at quarterback? They do. We're going to attempt to trade up. Again, I just do this to see, you know, where are we in terms of negotiations. What if I offer a future 3 in there? What's that worth it to you? A lot of people want Talbot, a lot of people want Stites. Man, this is tough. We know Stites has very good deep accuracy, and his medium accuracy would be solid to start. I assume his short accuracy isn't bad. Stites ran a 4.81. Talbot ran a 4.87, so Stites has a bit more mobility. He has a bigger arm. Maybe I should just, you know, let's not trade up right now. The Ravens go corner anyway after all that. The Texans, they go Thornton, the receiver. Atlanta, they go with Newton, the middle linebacker. Now Detroit. DYN Shady sends a super chat. Trade Leonard. I don't think we'd get much for him. Moton, my top corner in this class, goes to Detroit. Then Tennessee. Clinton Dix, a safety. Next, you have the New York Jets. Bills. The 49ers. They take Ben Talbot. I think I'm leaning towards Stites and the big arm. Although I really need to see how good all these quarterbacks are. If we can move up here to ensure we could get him. I mean, I'm not really super concerned that he'd go, but if he does, he's a late first round talent. I'd rather not lose out. Who's on the clock again? I already forgot. Jaguars. We'll compare all the quarterbacks afterwards. There has been a lot of debate in this this stream about decisions to make. Would Kyle Long get us up there? Yep. We move up, trading Kyle Long, 6 spots. It's happening. This is not my typical quarterback selection. Taking the big arm quarterback who we don't know if he can throw the ball short well. So here we go. It's happening. Clay Stites is our first round selection. And he is number 22 in true talent, 78 overall, 93 throw power, 80 short accuracy, 82 medium, 81 deep. So short accuracy is not his best skill early on. It's worse than Mitchell Trubisky's. We'll obviously, work on developing him. He's normal development. But I like the deep accuracy at 81, mediums at 82. We'll see how it goes. I did think that the ratings would be a little bit higher, though. No, he's not quite Trubisky. He's not mobile, although his accuracy is a little bit worse right now. But he's younger, and there's more potential for him to get better right now. So, let's look at Trubisky's ratings again. Oops. Obviously, deep accuracy isn't great. Short accuracy is not that far off. So, we already have a better downfield passer. And I don't think it'll be long before he's a better overall passer. We'll see. There are a lot of options in this class, and that's the one I made. DYN Shady. Ben Talbot equals Corin Haggerty 2.0. Maybe. Maybe. We'll have to see if, you know, we didn't get a good option or what happened. So now we've selected our quarterback. I did think he'd be a little bit better at this point, but I still think that the difference between the two can be made up for in a short amount of time. He'll be a focus player, obviously. He'll play. So my overall draft board, we could still go get a pass rusher potentially, J.D. Maslowski. That would be a really fun move to make for this team. And you can see I like a lot of 3rd or 4th, 5th round selections. So moving up our 2nd round pick is something I have a lot of interest in. And JD is a mid-first round talent. And we're like in the middle of the 1st round right now. Actually, we're late. All right, so we could get him at a pretty good value right here if we can move up our 2nd round pick. Oops, wrong team. What does it take to move up 25 spots? And they need an outside linebacker, so I think this is where he goes if we don't do something. Unfortunately, I don't see this trade getting done. That's a lot to move up. And we do have some other good prospects on the board that aren't quite as good as him, so we'll advance. Oh, they go quarterback. Shotwell to the Eagles. Small to the Colts. Heckendorf to the Saints. The Vikings go take Pryor. Can you check his traits, Kane? Thank you for the super chat, AQW. I will. We will definitely do that more toward the end. Let me look at this board one more time. So the guards I like a lot. Lester Stallings is likely my target here. We're talking about him maybe in the 3rd round. $27 Super Yankees sends a super chat. Just get Stanford in the 3rd. Yeah, I think he was the one that was on my mind. He's the 3rd round prospect with, I think, B power moves. Where is he at on here? Must have missed him. Yeah, Ivory Sanford, who ended up with a very respectable 40 time and great agility scores. So, I'll target him. Another tight end? He fell out of the 1st round, though. Man. That's wild. He can't last much longer. He can't. This is getting ridiculous. I could wait. Let's compare the two and see if I do think there's a significant difference. We have, we know that both the shedding and the power moves are good for Maslowski. That's the big difference here. He's fast as well. The agility is not as good. They'll have similar strength. 22 years of age compared to 23. Wow. I look at him as a very complete player. Now it would take less to trade up, most likely. What if we go with our third round pick next year? Nope. That's worse than a 5 that I just offer. I don't think I want to trade what it's going to take. He doesn't go there either. He didn't go to Cleveland. Is something happening right now? Like, he's just falling. We're 10 picks away. Does Atlanta have a need? 10 picks is not far to trade up. Atlanta doesn't even have the need. That doesn't mean somebody else won't trade up, though. He's still out there. Slow dev. He might. He might also be a player that doesn't have to develop very much. We're 5 picks away. Another linebacker just went instead. Bridgewater. He went to Seattle 2 picks ahead of us. There you go. That was a journey. What do I want to do now in the second round? Starling was also slow dev, though. That's a great point. What do I want to do now? The second round is always the round I want to trade down in, and this might be just another one of those. Best available players out there. We have a first round running back prospect. We have so many mid-round prospects, it just probably makes more sense to trade down right now and try getting as much value as we can from this class. Unless someone that we really want is like an early third-round prospect. I don't like Vinatieri very much anymore because his strength is going to be low, and I don't want to mess with that anymore. Not at that value anyway. So I'm just cool trading down. We can get the Vikings' third round pick. The Vikings want to trade up for somebody. And we'd be going down to 61. We'd only fall 11 spots to get their third. Okay. That's an aggressive trade by Minnesota. And they do it to go get a receiver. Take another quarterback. Don't see it happening. I'm not sure that the situation even changes here. Although Abradaris is a decent option, high impact block, higher run block, but lower pass block. But that's just his value. Lester Stallings, I liked him more the entire time. He was an early 4. And we have 2 3s now. Teams do trade in division in the draft. Not usually early, but it happens all the time. By the way, I never checked how many people were in here watching. Thank you to the 1,700, nearly 1,700 of you watching at the moment. If you could please drop a like, that'd be very helpful to the channel. If we get to 500 likes, we're only 150 off of that right now. We peaked today at about 1,800 viewers. We could get some picks for next year. This one would give us a 4 this year and an additional 2 and 5 next season. Or we get the 3, the 4. Well, that'd be trading up their 3rd round pick. This one, we'd get the Raiders 3. Well, this deal's better. Pick 86, pick 118, pick 117 in a year from now. I think I like this Bengals deal, getting those picks for next year. That way we're set for next year and we already have the value we need this season. There goes Keaton before Perry. So, Lacasse goes before Perry? There's Perry to the Falcons. You speed things up going into the 80s. And there we go, picking at 84 overall. We have a pick, 9 picks from now. We have 2 3s, 3 4s, 3 5s. Now we can start to get some of the value that we like so much. I don't want to miss out on Lester Stallings. He's one of my favorite players in this class, and I want a bruising, punishing guard. So in the first round, we took Clay Stites, quarterback. What was he, a 78? Normal. Now we're going to take Lester Stallings here. Stallings ranks 45th in true talent. High impact block, high strength, run block at 80. I am ready to hopefully make him one of the building blocks of this offense. Good value for him too. And we picked just a... Oh, wow. Sanford just went. Wow. I messed that up. Bad. I think in my head I was a round off on where his value was. Wow, I missed out on him. That's bad. That's a bad mistake. I should have traded up there or taken Sanford before him. Man. It's been a weird offseason. I don't really have other pass rushers here I like a lot. I guess I could experiment with BJ Stewart, who's an undrafted talent. I'll probably find a way to end up with him. You messed up this whole draft, Kane. Not an unreasonable take. Yeah, that's a bad miss. And my draft board now consists of 25 players, and I still have so many picks to make. But I'm not able to make the one I really wanted. Wow. I think at this point, there are some corners I like in this class. It's a bit early for Shaquille Tull, although I would like to take him maybe later on. Deshaun Whitehurst, probably not with that combine. Yeah, it's a bit early for the corners that I like. Yeah, I think Sanford was a third-round prospect. I messed around too much there. Yeah, I guess I knew that I wanted to take him next, but I forgot that his value was higher than that of Stallings. And we needed a pass rusher. Another one. Hopefully we end up all right, but that's a bad miss for now. Oops. A lot of you want to see Acho. I don't know if it's the right time to take Acho here late third. Ed Acho is one of the better receivers in this class, though. Great route runner. That's for sure. But he's a fifth-round prospect. We have 3 fourth-round selections. A lot of you want to see Acho right now. He is the second best draftable receiver on the board overall. So I see it being way too early. I'm going to check out the trade block. I just want to see what players are out there. Trade this pick for a player maybe. Not that anybody's really offering pass rushers. Trent Murphy is the best we're going to get on the trading block. I wish they'd offer up some players in these trades here. I'm okay taking a second-round pick next year for this pick. We have 3 second-round picks now for the next year. All right, we make it to 106 in the 4th round. And at this point, I am cool taking Ed Acho, even if it's a little bit early. He's a great player. And Ed Acho is 15th in true talent. 90 speed, 87 route running. Oh my. That helps. Does that help a little bit? Now our receiver trio is quite dynamic, and then you throw Kendall Demons and his speed into the mix. There's Acho. And now, you know, that speed is even less of a problem now because it turned into a 90. That's perfect. We have back-to-back picks now. I may have to pull something out of my sleeve here. I want to see if there's a trade we can make. I picked up those extra 2nd round picks. I have these 4s here that I'm not crazy about. What about a blockbuster trade to go get a pass rusher? I don't know who to work with right now, though. I need to find a team to trade with. Who could we get that would fit our needs? Shaquille Barrett probably has a big contract there in Denver. Von Miller would be way too expensive. The Chargers had a needed outside linebacker, so I doubt they really have a good situation there. Carl Lawson? I didn't expect to see like 40 Carl Lawson comments. He is 25. You know, he's not a bad option at all. No. He's strong. I just don't know if it's worth a trade at the moment. But I mean, he wouldn't be bad depth. He's still young, can develop a little bit. What would it take to get Carl Lawson? We have Carl Lawson now. We traded a 5th round pick. I like that move. I like it. Add some depth to a very key area for us. We're still on the clock back-to-back picks, by the way. So we have McPhee, Matt Judon, Carl Lawson, Carlos Romero. It's not flashy by any means, but it might be okay. I finally got some W's, but I got this big L I'm trying to get rid of still. Let me save. Have I ever done an off-season where I made so many trades? And not just like trade downs or trade ups in the draft. I'm talking about trading players to or trading for players. Just, it's been a weird off-season for me. Oops, I backed out. DYN Shady, hashtag trust the chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'm making sure that this is all caught up with the Carl Lawson trade. It is. So now we have back-to-back picks in the 4th and still 2 picks to make in the 5th. So we could, what could we spend this on? We have 2 4th-round picks. Most prospects we like aren't 4s. Martinez, Waddle. Decent zone, decent press, not good man. Dalton Benjamin's far more complete. He's an early 5. I kind of like Benjamin, the idea of getting both Benjamin and Tull at some point. A lot of you want Tull. Late 6. Well, I mean, we got to spend these picks on somebody. But here's the thing. If Tull is better than Benjamin, and I can find that out now, that's valuable. More valuable than waiting. Because if I take Benjamin now, and it turns out Tull is so much better that Benjamin's now irrelevant, then that was a bigger waste of a pick than overdrafting Tull. So let's take the player. Shaquille Tull. 93 in true talent with 92 speed, 86 man. It must be intangibles weighing down his overall rating. 50 tackle, 58 awareness. Okay. Shaquille Tull. And now we pick again. We could get both back to back. We do need the depth for the position. We know they're both going to be pretty good in coverage. And Benjamin ran a good enough 40. I'm pretty confident he's going to be solid too. Oh, man. Who else is out there that I like? There is Chance Shabane, who didn't have, you know, a dominant bench press. I think he's just going to be a backup, personally. Is he going to be better than Javonte McKinney? I doubt it. There's also Corey Olsen here, the running back. But I'm probably not going to take him. Let's take back-to-back corners. Dalton Benjamin, 150 in true talent. They call it a reach. But if this is a reach, I don't mind. So with Benjamin, you also get very good speed, good coverability. Neither are going to hit. You know, they're not good tacklers. But this adds a lot of depth. And then consider Verlin Dre's on the roster. We have a ton of competition now at corner. So hopefully someone can separate. And now we'll move on. I didn't want Lutman because that 7th round tight end, that's who I want to end with. Maybe not make my last pick because I'll be too nervous to wait. But I like him a lot more. Greenberry. I was starting to wonder if I simmed our pick. That was a lot of simming. Alrighty. Pick 17 in the 5th round. DJ Hackney. A lot of you wanted Shabane, but I don't think he was going to be good enough to, you know, I don't think he was worth the selection. What about Aaron Hall? B run, B impact, C pass, strength, probably about the same as Shabane. We could use some tackle depth now. We traded away Charles Leno and Bennett Jennings, so that wouldn't be the worst. Many of you would like to see me take the running back here. I think most of you want the running back more than I want the running back, which is weird. It's very strange. Let's just, take a look at the roster quick and make sure everything is... There's no surprises. We have our quarterback. Well, it doesn't show the new picks, but that's okay. We have 4 running backs on the roster already. Michael Burton. We've just gotten better at receiver. We have 2 starting caliber tackles plus Deion Dawkins as a backup. Along with Tony Garcia, who now maybe is expendable or just a good backup to have. Cooper Sharper, he's a backup caliber player. Cody Whitehair. Javonte McKinney. We do need some interior depth. I want to compare the centers right here. Better run blocker, better impact block. So Russell Underwood is a better player. He is a mid-6th round prospect. Who had the higher bench? He also did. So Underwood is clearly the better player. I'm going to take Russell Underwood right here. We get the 43rd pick in True Talent. Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. I'll take it. Center 74 overall from Indiana State. Solid. Gonna be a solid backup at the worst, I think. Was anyone saying Underwood before I took him? I see some take Underwoods in there now. Pick 150. There goes Olsen. I wasn't looking to take him. So now in the 5th round, we still have a handful of picks to work with. But I kind of want to go get my favorite player who is available. DJ Hackney ran 4.65. He's the fastest tight end in this draft class. He's only 21 years old. He catches the ball well in traffic, and he doesn't really have a glaring weakness off the bat. His run blocking is adequate. DJ Hackney is the pick. 176 in True Talent, 69 overall. I'll say it's slightly underwhelming, but he is the player that we thought he was. Just, he's not going to be all of a sudden a superstar player. .72 trucking. What's his impact? Oh, his impact is low. I was about to say, is there a chance he could be like a super athletic fullback? But probably not. We take Hackney. 82 speed is, maybe it's fair for 4.65, really. So I think we still have a few picks to make. 2 7s and a 6. Maybe we can come away with another gem late. We select at 180 overall. All right. Ooh. I was still interested in Mike Simmons. Receiver is now a lot more competitive now, but we might be drafting practice squad players at this point anyway. At least Simmons, we know, has elite speed and can catch the football. Mike Simmons is the pick. 64 overall. We'll see if he can become anything. Does he have good return skills? Probably not the pick that most are going to like here, but I gotta take a chance on high skills like that. And I'm cool just simming to our next pick. At 202 overall. Yes, he's still available. The last player on my board, Rayona Bun. He is a 71 overall. It's an excellent pick. He can't cover, though. What? Like, it might not happen. What does he do? He runs fast, his tackling is good, and he hits. So, he's a special teams player. That's exactly what he is. In the 7th round, what more can you ask for? And we pick here at 212 overall again. There is a projected 3rd round running back available from Georgia, Brian Macdougall. Now, if you look at his grades, like, you're going to get adequate speed, adequate change of direction, agility, adequate strength maybe. So you could go with a player like him. Or we can go Frank Worsley from Arizona State, who has at least mid-70s trucking. He has pretty good agility. 4.57 40 isn't great. Wow, 25 reps at corner? That's like what some of the interior linemen do. All right, I'm going way too far down at this point. Here's all the players I've scouted who are available, for better or worse. Some of you like to see Watts get Spencer. Brian Macdougall. Is there like a defensive tackle who put up like 50 reps? 25, 20. Let's go for a higher combine grade. 32 with a good 40. Rashard Witzel from Miami. He's a pass rusher with speed and power. It's the 7th round. Rashard Witzel. Hey, it was a good pick in terms of value. He's pretty good. That's not bad at all. I like that pick. And the draft is now over. I got W's. All right, so look at that. Todd McShay likes the pick. So we had a multitude of options at quarterback in this draft class, and we ultimately took a quarterback who has worse short accuracy than Mitchell Trubisky does. However, his deep ball accuracy is better. He is also a less mobile passer. They have the same throw power as well. Injury, not a super risk here for Stites, thankfully. He has some of these traits unlocked, and that's great. Can I take a look at those more? Upgrade player. So, he throws a tight spiral. Force pass is ideal. Not sure how many of these even matter. But the key is getting this short accuracy up as soon as possible. Thankfully, deep accuracy is already pretty good. Moving a new direction at quarterback, and hopefully Stites gives us the play we're looking for. We then go Lester Stallings, the guard out of Maryland, because I wanted a big, powerful guard who could help us out in the running game. And Stallings has really good impact blocking. That is elite. The strength is also very good. And he's an exceptional athlete for 6'4", 323. So we get his blocking up a little bit. His intangibles, I think we'll have the player I was looking for. Although injury is a concern with him. Oops. We then go Ed Acho, who is just a great value. And now we have a receiver trio of really tall, talented receivers who can beat you in a variety of ways. So Stites will have no shortage of potential targets in the passing game. He also has very good ball carrier vision, so we can move him to running back. If you aren't aware, I've had a little bit of success moving a receiver to running back recently. If you haven't watched my Cleveland Browns 0-16 rebuild, I drafted a wide receiver in the 5th round by the name of Perry Cummings. I drafted him because he was a speedy receiver. And then I drafted him to find out he had very high elusiveness, very high ball carrier vision. I moved him to running back, and he became Rookie of the Year. And he became a 99 overall player in 2 years with no XP sliders. It was legit. All right, Shaquille Tull. Or Shaquille Tull. I'm not sure pronunciation yet. Shaquille Tull. I like his speed and man cover ability. It fits our scheme. It makes Bryce Callahan more expendable at the same time. Then we go get Dalton Benjamin to add to our cornerback depth. You know, they're very similar players. So it just adds competition there, but Tull's better. Russell Underwood, quality depth along the interior offensive line. Hard to do better than that later in the draft like we did. DJ Hackney. And we get a tight end who has combo skills, much like Shaheen and Williams. So we essentially have 3 tight ends who do the same things well at about the same level. We'll see if he does the catch in traffic like them, but they're very similar tight ends. Mike Simmons, the receiver out of UTEP, elite speed, catches the ball well, but we got to work on route running. Rayona Bun. We have a fast hitting safety who can't cover. So he's basically special teams depth. Then Rashard Witzel from Miami. He's a strong defensive tackle who gives you some pass rush potential. Can't wait to see what he does in preseason. But now, let's look at players we did not draft. And I want to start at the quarterback position. So I want to go through all the quarterbacks. Here was Bennet Spencer, who went at 5. Spencer has very good medium accuracy, good short accuracy to begin with, 89 throw power. Would have been a great option, but he went very early. And then Turner Glowinski was the number 1 pick by Kansas City. And he's not really there yet, but he has superstar development. He's going to take some work. Deep accuracy is a bit of an issue. So we'll see how that works out for them. Henry Keaton. He was a quarterback I had interest in. And ultimately, I didn't know enough about to have a lot of interest in. And I don't like his accuracy ratings. So I'm glad that we didn't go there. The Falcons ended up with Lewis Perry, who was going to be my quarterback target until I saw that he fell. So, normal development. 91 throw power, 82 short, 84 medium, 81 deep. He would have been a much better value than Clay Stites, and he's very similar, and the injury concerns were nothing more than a myth. So it turns out my original favorite quarterback option would have been probably the best option for us to go with. But that's how it goes. I was really scared off of him becoming a third-round prospect suddenly. Ben Talbot, though, is the big one. And I considered trading up for him. Ultimately traded up for Stites instead, like 7 picks later. Basically the same as Stites. Yeah, their skill sets are so similar. But, that's how it happens. Ben Talbot. Man, superstar development with 88 short, 83 medium, 75 deep. Yeah. Hopefully Clay Stites can prove a lot this year. I need to figure out now where did Sanford go? Ivory Sanford, 81 overall. 85 speed, 82 block shed, 81 finesse, 83 power. There is a lot of potential left on the table in this draft. Sanford, though, does have some serious injury concerns. Let's see what our division rivals did. The Vikings took Sherrod Pryor. I had interest in him. He's a good guard. I think Stallings is very similar, though. The Lions took Marvin Moten, my top corner overall. Superstar development, 81 man, 78 zone. They also got a 74 overall tackle late, Aaron Hall. Although that low strength and pass block would have me a bit worried. Melvin Gross. Good speed. Decent tackling. Similar to Onubun, but a little bit better in coverage. Not really that much better, honestly. Packers go Caleb Lumpkin in the first round, a possession receiver with, a lot of good traits here from Clemson. Carter Benoit from Baylor, a speed rusher who has speed, but getting to the quarterback will be another story. Russell French, 86 strength nose tackle. Some similarities to Rashard Witzel, but I like Witzel's upside more. Sidney Cargile, the running back with 92 speed. Okay. Seattle. Y'all wanted to see the Seattle outside linebacker, J.D. Maslowski, who went 2 picks before us in the second round. Then we traded down. Slow dev. So those of you that said that were right. However, are you as worried about slow dev with this player when his skills are already so good and you're just worried about like intangibles? Injury concerns are real though. Yeah, it definitely wasn't my best draft and it can still turn out to be good, but as far as just like maximizing my overalls and values, left a lot on the table this year. But now here's our future at quarterback, everybody. Clay Stites from Texas. We're going to have to work on his short accuracy, and we'll learn more about him very soon. I'm excited to see him play, and hopefully we get some pleasant surprises going into next year. We're going to change the number here. So we missed out on some of the best players in free agency and maybe missed out on the best quarterback options in the draft. all in all, I guess I would personally, right now, grade the offseason as like a C. Just because it could have been more efficient. Although some stuff was out of my control, like being rejected contracts that were easily the largest on the table. We went and got a new quarterback. We'll see how it goes. We did get a new tackle. So I'm excited to see, Joe Thomas hopefully strengthen things for us. And we'll decide where I want to play Frederick Chickalo. I'm leaning toward left tackle still, but we'll see. Defensively, we did shake some things up here, trading Akeem Hicks. And we ultimately got David Onyemata, who kind of replaces his skill set, I think, pretty well. Maybe even better than him. At linebacker, we keep Pernell McPhee. We add Reggie Ragland. And we add Matt Judon and Carl Lawson via trade. At corner, Curry Peters, Prince Amukamara, Bryce Callahan, and a bunch of young corners. I did check Perry, Chef. Thank you for the super chat. Perry ended up having very similar skills to Stites. Their accuracies were within 1 or 2 of each other. And he went far later in the draft. So, that would have been a better selection. I think the differences, too, were leaning in Perry's favor. And he ultimately went to the Falcons. $81 deep is the same. 84 medium. I forget what Stites had. So these splits are 81, 84, 82. Speed is similar. Injury is 92. For Stites, you get the same deep, 2 less medium, 2 less short. And hopefully he can develop fast for this team. Dolphins? What are we checking on the Dolphins? You want to see some practice? What do the Dolphins do? Henry Keaton, we already checked his ratings out. They're not very good. '87 overall fullback, though. Nice. A first-round tight end with quick development. 5 is retired, Kane. Yeah, I wasn't sure what all numbers were retired. I'll obviously fix that. I'm sure some other numbers were taken up, too, just because I drafted players. We will get into a little bit of practice, and then I'll probably do some streaming of off-season, or streaming preseason stuff at some point. What number to give Clay Stites? Let me just see what numbers are retired for the Bears. Three, 5, 7, 28, 34, 40, 41, 42, 51, 56, 61, 66, 77. So 3, 5, 7 not available. Number 26. No. Oh, man. What's everybody want? A lot of you want 8. 8 looks good. Mega Mad Dog. To close the stream, can you discuss which is the better Minnesota Vikings moment? Brett Favre to Greg Lewis or Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs? Well, it's obviously the Keenum to Diggs play just because it was in the postseason. It was, the first playoff game in that building. It's honestly, the Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs play is now basically the best moment in Viking history. It's hard to dispute that because of what it means, what it meant at the time. They've won NFC championships in the past. I don't really know those games well, but I'd have a hard time believing that there is a play more impactful, a singular play more impactful in a good way. You know, I could find some bad ones for you for sure, but it's honestly like the highest it's gotten for me as a Viking fan. The most iconic moment in Viking history is Brett Favre to Tracy Porter. It might be the most iconic. It was obviously bad. I'll focus more on editing players later on. I want to wrap things up soon, so why don't we get to practice? You mean like the Hail Mary? Yes, like the Hail Mary. Need to fix something here along the interior. This is going to take some messing around quick, so I move Tony Garcia to right tackle so I can go put Chicolo back at left tackle. And then at left guard, I'd rather play Lester Stallings. To compare him to McKinney, he is 8 points stronger, 2 worse in run blocking, and 7 better in impact blocking. Olsen, the running back from DYN Shady. I could try to find his ratings. Do I not select him? Just taking a little bit of time here. Lester Stallings. There we go. Finally toward the top. Cody Whitehair. Sitton goes back to right guard. And that makes Joe Thomas your new right tackle. And I have a lot to figure out for the defense. Derek Vance sends a super chat. Is Jordan Starks done? Honestly, I'm not sure right now. He is going to be a part of my Super Mega Baseball series, but as far as the road to the show, I'm really not sure where I want to go with that at the moment. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. Sean Payton deserved the L. He mocked the skull chant. Yeah, he did. It's all good now, though. Yeah, the Gary Anderson missed field goal is one of the worst moments. I wasn't like a fan of the team at the time. I would have been 6 years old and I wasn't in football yet. But the fact that he had made every field goal that season until then, yeah. Let's just get on the field. When on defense, do you use the defensive players or do you let the CPU control and guide them? I let the CPU control and guide them because my whole philosophy there is I want the players to be more important than I am to an extent. I know on offense, like I control the quarterback, so I have so much control there. But on defense, I just want the scheme to be executed. I don't need like me running around trying to jump routes and giving up passes or whatever. I just want the players to play. So I like to just let them do their own thing on defense. And then for the development here, it's going to end up being Stites, Stallings. They almost got it perfect for me here. But I also wanted to put in... Why don't we go... It wasn't going to be Acho. I'm not honestly sure who I want to put here yet. For now, I think I'll just go Curry Peters. Let's practice. Undrafted free agents. Okay. And I know somebody wanted to see Olsen. What team did he go to? He was the power running back. Wasn't it like the Chiefs? No. They have Tank Elliott. Oh, come on. I should have found him by now. Every team that doesn't have him, I get closer, but it's not happening. I must have passed them at some point. That or he went to the Titans, who are like last in the alphabet. Second to last. Third to last, I don't know. Corey Olsen, 87 speed, 87 trucking from Idaho State. There are just so many running backs that fit this prototype in the draft classes. Bad elusiveness, bad spin, bad juke, above average speed, good power. Just not really players that I look to draft as much anymore. Here are the best undrafted free agents available. I would have the most interest in a pass rusher. Martinez Strahan. Good agility and speed. I'll sign him. I like to sort by power moves. Oops. Let's go to right outside. Parker Krause. What about defensive ends? I'll spend some more time going through this stuff a little bit later, but if I can find a standout or two, that'd be nice. Wyman had not. 84 injury, 81 strength. Not terrible. We have an 88, Glenn Pruitt from Temple. We could also try him at outside. Oh, he's 300 pounds. I'll go through some stuff later and compare to players we already have. I don't like to rush through that during the stream usually, just because it's usually boring. It's me checking a lot of numbers and going back and forth. But let's just get onto the practice field. Let's see if Clay Stites can complete passes, okay? Also, a little hint for something coming to the channel sometime soon. On my second channel, there's a little Easter egg. Although, is it an Easter egg if I tell you it's an Easter egg? I should have just showed you and said nothing. All right, we're just about 3 hours into the stream, so I want to play a little bit and then wrap up. I gotta eat soon. What is my favorite game in the Bears franchise so far? There was an early upset of the Packers that really stands out to me, and I was really excited about it. It might have been in season 1 or 2. I think it was in Lambeau. That's definitely one of them. Last year had some classics for sure. All right, let's start here just with 3 receivers on the field for Clay Stites. Can I back up the ball in here? I do want to see his arm, that's for sure. All right, so welcome to the Clay Stites era, everybody, as he takes his first practice snap. And Stites on the money, but Meredith can't hang on. So deep passing is going to be one of his strengths. That never became a good strength of Mitchell Trubisky's. He'd make some throws, and he'd miss a lot of them. One of the reasons why I liked Stites is because he had very good medium and deep accuracy for a prospect. Well, medium accuracy I'd say is decent, but his deep accuracy was very good. There's a good throw to Ed Acho, who was a 4th round selection. Let's try a slant. On target, Harlan Regis. 4 for 4 if you're tracking at home. Alright, that one. See, the curls are weird because if you throw it at the wrong time, you're not going to get a good throw regardless. I just want to see if this was thrown too early. I have a tendency to throw these way too early. Yeah, it probably didn't like my timing there. Slants can also give Trubisky problems. He's 2 for 2 on those. Screen. Acho, hey, bubble screen worked. Look at that. Hey, Regis. He wasn't supposed to make those plays. Yep, I can show you sliders at the end. I think it's all up to date in the description. Whoops, that passed a little high. I also threw off my back foot. Here's the arm, oh my goodness, of Stites. Oh boy. So I do hope that we can go downfield a lot more this season. I do want to take some chances there. I don't think, at least in the beginning, that Stites is going to be this dink and dunk quarterback. We should definitely structure some of the offense about getting bigger plays and chunks. But so far, the accuracy has not been a big problem. Jordan Howard stays in Chicago. I'll show you all my settings after I get out of practice mode. No problem. Oh, come on, Adam. Let's find a new formation. Stites handled those plays really well. Let's go to the gun bunch. My 3rd and long formation. Clay Stites, no, throw it. Some of these short timing routes are the ones that gave Trubisky a lot of problems too. I kind of want to see how far he really can throw it though. Oh, come on, offense. Block for him. Here's the big arm of Stites, and it's picked by Mukamara. But yeah, if we drop it back here from like the 27, he's got a cannon. From the 35. Oh yeah. We can go 60 all day. Ooh. Nice play by Amos. So far, pass blocking. Holding up. Nice. Does Lamar Jackson really have 95 speed in Madden? Oh my goodness. That is incredible. That's like Mike Vick 04. On the move, going long. Ooh. That was actually a good throw. Oh man, almost got it there to Regis. So far, we're seeing Stites throw a good ball. At all areas of the field so far we've tried. That one's a bit low. Ah, wanted to get creative there. I know I'm not facing the best pass rushers right now, but I'm glad that we're at least getting some time to throw against somebody. There's a good throw. So as we know, Stites, if you just base it off of like short accuracy, you know, he's already not as good as Trubisky in terms of the rating. But if you consider now that we're going to run an offense that wants to push the ball downfield a lot more than we have in the past, and I want to do a lot more like 50-50 balls like this. In that case, he does fit pretty well in a bit more of a vertical attacking offense. I want to see that deep ball again. Or throw it to a wide open Acho. And then lateral it to Regis. Let me get a hook and ladder here. Can I make it work? There's going to be one more player I at least want to see us practice with in this stream. I want to see... We have two players that can play in the slot this year. And I want to see Kendall Demon's speed combined with Clay Stites' arm. Stites' arm, by the way, what was it, 93 throw power. Very strong. The accuracy is impressive for deep accuracy. I want to get Kendall Demon's in there. You'll have to wait to play. So Demons has the 97 speed. Uh-oh. He was double covered too. I just want to see him in single coverage one time. Blazing down the field and incomplete. Curry Peters has good speed though, so... You know, I think we're faster in our secondary than most out there. On target. Perfect throw from Stites. Nice. I'll say right now I'm pretty impressed with the overall accuracy we're seeing. Ooh. Missed that one, but it was covered anyway. Will he be an option quarterback? Probably not. Where did Ramsey go? He went to the Rams. He took $10 million total less from us to go to the Rams. Look at that arm. That one's overthrown, though. I want to get a touchdown before we end this. Let's see if I can get a touchdown from this area of the field before we end. And I will go through my settings before we're done. There's the deep ball. Oh, no. This secondary might be a little bit tough to do it on. On the run, deep for Howard, who almost makes the catch. Remember, didn't Stites have good throw on the run? So even when he's off balance, off platform, well, missed that one. You're saying I didn't take less money to get Jalen Ramsey? I'll check his contract. Yeah, it's been a very long off-season stream. It's been fun. Okay, that's good enough for me. That throw right there is good enough for me. That was clean. That's Clay Stites, everybody. The new quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Impressive pass breakup by Ramsey on that one. Yeah, he guarded Amari Cooper perfectly. The Rams offer was actually better than yours. Huh. Then maybe I was wrong. Because it showed the $87 million offer. I thought that the fair offer it said there after they signed is the one they ultimately did sign. So, let's go to Rams. If he got $100 million, then I'll understand it more. And he did not. See, that's what I said. I said he took $87.9 million. That's the total contract. It was a $67 million salary and a $20 million bonus. DYN Shady sent a super chat. You were looking at the fair offer. Would have been. You need to look at actual signings to see the real numbers. No, I think that the fair offer, once they sign, what's there is what they signed for, because that's the case for Jalen Ramsey. I don't know what team I'm using yet for Madden 19. I haven't gotten that far yet. They signed Deion Jones to a deal as well. They get Jones and Ramsey. And for those of you that wanted to see settings, here are the overall league settings. I play on all Madden, of course, normal, simulation, 15-minute quarters, 13 minimum play clock time. My games end up being about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30, depending on, you know, how many scores there are, if a game goes to overtime or whatever. And then my gameplay sliders are right here. A lot of people don't like quarterback accuracy this low, but the way I look at it, if I just edited the slider until Mitchell Trubisky completed 63% of his passes, what would be the point of developing him? He was an 80 overall quarterback who completed less than 60% of his passes. He had his good games, he had his bad games. Isn't that what an 80 overall quarterback should be? I think it is, so I keep it at 35. Honestly, pass defense, reaction time, and pass coverage, I haven't noticed a major difference with those ratings. I don't even know much about how they work anymore. They're a weird slider this year. But I like the gameplay I get, and if you enjoy the gameplay I get and the games I play, here are my sliders. You know, I took all these notes, interesting nuggets I found in stats, and I only shared one of them. So to justify the time spent I did doing this earlier, Mitchell Trubisky last year had 23 touchdown passes to 12 interceptions and completed 57% of his passes. In his career with the Bears, he completed 51 touchdowns to 36 interceptions with a 58% completion percentage. Last year, Jordan Howard's injuries had him have only... he had 7 games under 15 carries despite having started every game. Harlan Regis had 4 100-yard games. Cameron Meredith had 1 100-yard game. Paul Richardson had 5 games with 1 catch or less, and that shows to how he was phased out of the offense. You want XP sliders? I got you. Here's one about Starling. He had 6 games where he had 2 tackles for a loss. He also had... What does this even say? He had 8 games with 11 plus tackles. Adrian Amos. In 12 out of 16 games last year, he either registered an interception, a pass breakup, or a sack. So he was a pretty consistent playmaker. Eddie Jackson. He had, in Eddie Jackson's career, both his tackles for loss and his interceptions have gone up in all 3 of his seasons. They went from 6, 11 to 14 in tackles for loss, and the interceptions went up 2 to 3 to 5. Pernell McPhee got all of his sacks in 8 games. We had the 16th ranked offense, the 24th ranked defense. We had the 5th highest scoring offense and the 24th worst scoring defense. We were 41% on third down. We had 9 players aged 30 or more. So those were all the nuggets I had. The interesting ones there, I think, were like the Adrian Amos ones about how 12 out of 16 games he gave you either a pass breakup, an interception, or a sack. And Eddie Jackson's consistent improvement throughout. So I thank you all for joining the stream today, spending a lot of time with me. It's been a over 3-hour live stream, and I've had a lot of fun today going through this off season, even if it's been difficult at times and I don't like how everything went. I still had fun, and I hope that you did too. I will be posting a Browns rebuild episode on my second channel. Nothing else on the main channel today, but I'm going to work on Kalispell Dynasty tomorrow and hopefully have that up either tomorrow or Monday. And that is about it. We're done today. Hope you all enjoyed it. That was fun. Hope you are excited for the Clay Stites era as we head into the future. Please leave a like on your way out if we could get this to 1,000 likes. That would be awesome. And if you missed anything, this will be available on my channel as a video, probably before too long. So I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.